I don't hear any music. Isn't it 13:01?
We don't know what time it is anymore.
It's 0.
Yeah, it is.
Hello,
0.
everybody. Welcome to That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. He's Damon. I'm the guy that should have gone to the restroom before we recorded.
Nice.
This is going to be interesting. Welcome to the show.
Nice. Should have worn my waterproof boots today, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Mac, how much did you pay for this carpet?
Mac, is this short out? What is the electrical down here? Is this short out?
Did you get the inside-outside carpet?
He's got a rug. He just hoses it out.
I did get the scuff-resistant paint.
Sausage. Nobody likes
just for Damon.
Nobody likes a bragger. You are right. Remember what I told you? I said, I'm going to touch everything in that room. You better upgrade.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like,
True story.
This will show less handprints. I'm like,
True story.
You better use it because I'm going to touch everything. So, hey, this week we're mourning the loss of the Queen Mum. Okay.
Also, before we get into the I don't care about the royalty thing, I just want to give a shout out to, I hope our buddy Chelsea gets better. He's going through some stuff. He said he was listening to the podcast while he's going through some stuff. We just hope he gets better.
Well, and honestly, if we made it worse, Chelsea, you should have known that because you've listened to the podcast before. So
been a fan for years.
That's on you.
Him.
Yeah, it's on you.
Yeah.
That's
all
on
right.
you.
So anyway, the Queen Mum or whatever.
So anyway, the Duke of Paracchio, she attended the wedding, or the wedding, sorry. We do weddings. The funeral services, virtually, of course. She did not fly out for the services.
Did she have to get up at like crack ass at dawn for that?
Yeah, she was up with makeup on by like 1 o'clock when it started. Yeah. So anyway.
Why don't you just stay up?
Well, you know how we tell people you shouldn't take your birthday off work? You ever take a Queen's death
did
day
she really
off of
take
work?
that off work?
Well, she was going to be up for 12 hours prior to going in. So, you know.
Did she have to be up for?
Well, yeah, she had to be. You know, it was similar to the Olympics, but she doesn't usually take the. She doesn't take the.
Yeah, no, I took a
off.
different take on it. I looked at my news feed and was like, "This is still happening. We're still talking about this lady.
She's been gone 10 days, bro.
We talked about her for 96 years. Let it go."
So the thing is, though, is in the morning, you know, the kids have normal routine.
Wait, in the morning, as in.
Well, yeah, because
sorry for our loss.
Yeah, no. In the MORNING, the kids have their normal morning routine for Monday, you know, because it's a Monday morning. They're going to school. So Chuck literally says, she's sitting there all done, and he goes, "Hey, can you make me breakfast?" Right?
Ma, there's no more pancakes on my plate.
Yeah. So I said, I go, "I don't think we should ask your mother to do that in her condition." And he goes, "What? Because she's sad?" And I said, "No, because she's wackadoo. You see what she's doing over there? She should not be in charge of inside fires right now."
You don't want her making anything that'll go in your mouth.
Right. Yeah. No, this is an inside fire. We're not going to do this right now.
Fire.
Yeah. You didn't hear the smoke alarms? I was watching the procession. You know what I mean?
Do you understand the importance of this woman?
So I asked, that's when I walked by, I glanced at the TV, and I see they're pulling her on what looks like a cannon carriage or something. And
it was like a lead.
Yeah. So
it was made like 40 years ago because they thought it could be any time.
Hey, so I asked, I go, why do they have her in a wagon? Right? And I go, they invented cars and she took office. That's what I said, right? She is pissed, right? So she yells at me, she goes, "That's a gun carriage." So that's what it is. It was from the 1500s. So slightly before she was inaugurated into whatever she did, you know?
No, they rebuilt it.
They rebuilt it? Okay.
Yeah, they built it out of that like 40 years ago.
So
but here's the thing. It was like Henry Ford was like, "I just built something for when that queen dies."
Yeah. Well, it's weird though. She goes, "It's from the 1500s." I go, "The trailer or the chick?"
The trailer or the incest?
I'm not kidding you. I was about to get murdered, right? So anyway, my daughter then, she's saying bye to my daughter at the front door. And she says, I don't remember, she says something. I said, "Are they going to fire her out of a cannon later on?" I said, like, just shoot her right over the top of Big Ben Parliament, right?
Right over the Thames.
And then I was so happy that I knew what Big Ben and Parliament was, but it's just from watching National Lampoons years ago, you know? But I said, "Are they going to shoot her like into the hole in the ground?"
We missed. Try again. Load it up.
And Miss goes, "Why do they have her on display? You said she's not wearing anything." And my wife goes, "Huh?" She goes, "You said that she was only going to have on her cheap jewelry," which she wasn't, I guess, supposed to be put down. She wasn't supposed to be. She wasn't supposed to be buried in her like fancy,
the crown jewels.
Right.
She doesn't get to take those with her.
Right. So she has on her her own jewelry, and she says that, and I said they're gonna fire a naked lady across the, you know what I mean? I was just like, how bad is this for spectators?
You got to imagine there's got to be some wind drag at this point.
Not even that though. There's no more queen in here. Yeet. Right out of the cannon.
This empty. Yeet.
So yeah, I just started laughing because she cleared it up, and I just thought a 95-year-old naked woman firing across the, So
we don't need as much charge as you thought. Hey, tell Paris they got an incoming.
Right.
Holy cow.
She's wedged in the Eiffel Tower. Little too much powder.
This means war.
Okay, first off, we should have played the wind. We're real sorry. Very sorry. What happened to the catapult? At least we know where that's going to land,
Did you see King Chuckles already just being a complete ass?
Yeah.
There was a thing on his desk, and he was pretty much, get it off, get it off, get it off. I am not touching it. Get it off. Get it off this desk.
This is my desk now.
He's just, wow, dude.
Yeah. Well, you know what's weird is
the entire royalty family that we're still whatever. I'm not into it.
No, I know. But I just thought this was how I started my week. And it's nice that we normally, behind the curtains, we normally record an episode ahead. Well, some stuff happened and Matt couldn't record last week for reasons where we were with him and thinking about him, but he couldn't record. And so we said, you know what, we're going to record this week. So it's weird coming in here and talking about stuff that literally just happened.
Right.
It's so weird to me.
Speaking of just happened.
Yes.
We just came from beautiful downtown Joliet.
We did. We took part in the walk to end Alzheimer's. The walk, and it was and you know what, we held up really nicely. We did the whole walk.
We were in front for a while, and there's a twist ending.
Yeah.
I'm gonna M Night this story, Mac. We were ahead for a while until there were stairs.
Yeah,
we took the stairs, and that put us behind. I know what you guys thought. Oh, they saw stairs and then went the other way. I totally get what you think.
Right.
But no, we hope to do it again next year. I know we're saying this today, and it's going to be a year from now, but we hope to get a big team of that checks out people with us, all decked out, doing that, because it affects both Damon and myself. We have an SMAC. If it affects him, we'll find out later.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, we're not going to.
He can come if he wants, but he's always like, I got to record on.
Yeah.
I got to go to the Rialto and do weddings. Or
we can record live or something. Just bring your stuff. He's got a huge backpack on.
Yeah. We were at one point though. I mean, the group behind us, Mac, kept going, those guys are walking too fast, and I was like, I'm going to keep doing it because I never hear that. You don't know how much I enjoy this being going on, right?
Thank you.
Except for the time that the guy running the event, Macintosh, came up to Damon and I specifically. Just the two of them said, hey, they have food trucks at the end of this.
That's exactly.
Barbecue and frozen yogurt and stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't really care about the frozen yogurt.
I said, way to stereotype. Yeah.
And he's like, well, I didn't. Like, no, don't backpedal now.
Yeah. Yeah. You're in deep. Someone's buying me delicious barbecue when this is over.
Barbecue's on you and it's in me.
Yeah. I hear that it's now a treat. But no, we did that. It was awesome. It was awesome. And thank you to anybody who went to our Facebook page too and donated. My wife had a link up there for her where she works and everything for what she did, and they took in a lot of money.
Yeah, Mom Wilson threw a few bucks down.
Yes, yeah, we had a lot of people, and we really appreciate that. And I know she went and specifically thanked everybody. How else? Your week? I mean, what else did we miss? We spent so much time together this morning. We're in here now. I mean, it's kind of weird.
I kept all that. You had all that secret for the podcast. I did 2 shows in Kenosha last
I thought
weekend.
You were just shunning me.
Well, your daughter was in the back.
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell you how much of an asshole I think you are.
Yeah.
No, I did 2 shows in Kenosha. Here's the thing. I got a text from John that said, hey, Frank's looking for someone this weekend. And I was like, what is this, middle school?
Right.
Frank wants to know if you like him or like him.
Yeah. I'm gonna check this box.
And I was like, okay, I guess I can do it. I didn't really want to do it, but I got a show tonight, and I was like, I could use anytime you get stage time, it's good practice, and it's cash. I'm not going to turn that down.
Right.
But he's like, okay, we'll call Frank. And I'm like, I'm not calling Frank. I literally just texted him, like, John says you're looking for someone. Like, I totally was like, hey, I'm putting you on Front Street.
Right.
I realized you didn't come to me and be like, I want you.
Right.
But I was like, John said you're looking for someone. I can do it if you want me to come up there. And he's like, I want you to come up there. I'm like, that's all I needed. I just needed someone to want me.
This sounds like so many times when I talk to you, just tell me you want to hang out today.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. We're doing a podcast. Yeah, I want to hang out, Damon.
And
I get it.
I can't tell if the headliner was a guy named Rich Voss. He's been on.
I know Rich Voss.
Yeah, Last Comic Standing and some other stuff. I say that because he gets really angry when people bring up that because it's an older credit.
Right.
So I'm bringing it up because it's an older credit.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do. If someone hasn't seen my comedy, please come out and see it. But I do a whole thing on my name, because I have the unusual last name and everything. That I get up there and he's like, yeah, give a round of applause for, I don't know that guy's name. And the thing is, I don't know if he's doing a bit off the thing I start my set with, because that was 20 minutes ago.
Right.
Or is he really just doesn't know my name?
Right.
And I was like, cool. And so then the next night when I went up, Frank called me Ted Williams. And I was like, Frank, really? I've been up here 300 times. I do a whole bit on my name. And he was like,
Williams with 2 L's makes sense.
And I was like,
stop.
I was like, hey, everyone, let's think Fred. And he's like, Williams is your middle name, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, it's my middle name. It's my mom's maiden name. It's my dog's first name. It's the first street I lived on. It's also my social security number. Anyone that wants my banking information, Williams is what you type in.
That's the password. Yeah,
and I was like, as long as it's right on the check, I don't care.
Right.
Get the check, 1 L.
Yeah. You know, there's 2 L's in Williams. Even if you put Williams on,
like,
you could have corrected it.
Yeah, I could have easily correct Williams.
Yeah,
because I could have just like wrote son over the I. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So he made it harder.
Yeah.
So now I got to ask, because this comedian you speak of, I'm familiar with him. Did you get big timed, or did you chat with him at all, or no?
We chatted both nights.
Good. That's what I was hoping for, because I see, it's hard to say.
It started out, I got big time. Like, it was just Frank, Fred. It was just Frank, Rich, and I in the the room, right, at first. And I went over and I was like, hey, I just wanted to say, hey, I'm the guy who's going to be on the stage with you. I understand. I totally get the dynamic. We're never going to be friends. We're never going to talk again. You don't have to talk to me in this room. For 5 seconds, I feel like I should introduce myself and say, hi, this is who I am. I'm nice to meet you. And he just kind of like, literally, it was like shaking hands with wet pasta. Yeah. I was like, gross. Yeah. So then I went over to the corner and went back to my own, like, just like kind of going over my stuff, getting in the headspace I get in. And then he comes over and he starts bitching about Frank. Apparently,
we have a common enemy.
Yeah, an enemy of my enemy makes him my friend. But anyway, so he's like, what's going on? Did he advertise for this? Why is this room so empty? Why are we in this big room? Why is there no one seated up front? Why is everyone over here? Why is this happening? And I was like, do I run this place? Right. I do not. Cut to the end of the second show. This is Saturday night. This group comes up. There's a guy in the audience named Duck.
Really?
You said Duck, right? I did. Anyway, I'm standing there.
Wait,
and he comes up.
Did he do tours in? Okay,
no,
I just want to know if he still had a job.
He did not do tours in Branson. That someone actually died. They shut that down. You can still do them in Boston.
No, but I told you that was Duck Hollywood was my guy out there. Okay, go ahead, continue.
So he comes up. He's standing there, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, you did really great." I was like, "Thanks." He's like, "How long you been?" So he's just small talking, and I was like, "Your name's Duck, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." As if, how did I remember that? Like, it's Duck. And then I guess
my son Duck and my daughter Goose.
I guess I gotta rewind to the beginning. When we were there, Rich comes over and he's like, to Frank, he's like, I don't think the Wi-Fi is working. I can't get it to work. The problem was his Wi-Fi wasn't recognizing it was a new phone, so it wasn't allowing him to agree to the terms.
Doing a who dis?
Because it was a hotel, right? Yeah. And I was like, I can fix that. And he looked at me like, give me a break. I said, no, I can. Really, it's what I do. I can do that. So I'm working on that while these 2 women come in. There's like, my friend's really nervous to meet you. Is it okay if she gets an autograph? And he's like, yeah, what's going on? And he's like really messing with them and and I get his phone fixed. He's like, how'd you do that? And I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll tell you later. And he's more interested in his phone than he is these 2 women. Yeah. Cut to these 2 women are, one of them is Duck's wife and the other one is Duck's friend's wife. And then they come over and they are hammered. They're like, you're really good. Like, thanks a lot. Like, here's a card. Because I do the card thing. I'm not going to give the thing, but I do a card.
You do a card
thing on stage. I give her a card. Yeah, you can have one. You go, I'm going to give this to Bill and Tom. You ever listen to them? And I'm like, I assume you mean Bob and Tom? Sure. Give that to Bob and Tom. You do what you do. And I'm going to give it to Chelsea. Do you know who Chelsea is? Yeah, I do. You do? Crap. Because I thought I was just going to get out of it by saying, yeah, and be done with it. Who is she? I'm like, Chelsea, the person you just mentioned. No, you don't know her? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm sorry. She's like, Chelsea and Tammy. I'm like, oh, that doesn't help.
Yeah. Wait, you added an extra name? Yeah. No, still don't know. There's 2 people I don't know now.
She's like, you're really funny. And I'm like, and Duck's just standing there watching this woman like literally get closer and closer to me where she's almost like whispering into my. Does
she by any chance be holding a pineapple upside down?
Oh, yeah. She's just out. And I'm like, yeah, it's a. Have you ever gone to the playground, Mac? And it's not the slide, and it's not the tires. It's the thing from the rope where you.
Yeah. When
there's a bucket, there's 2 ropes and a. Yeah. You can get them in a set.
Sometimes you can be swinging.
I'm so lost right now.
That's the word.
Sometimes you could be swinging.
A pineapple is a code for anyway. For people like the show Psych, right? But anyway, so it's just like. What is happening? Because I honestly think they had prepositioned Rich Prayer, and he's like, I'm married, and she's like, she's not here, right? And I'm like, this is weird.
Or he said,
by the way, your phone works now.
Hey, or he literally looked at them and go, that's cool, but you got to start with him. He's my opener. would have been great.
Well, then Rich walks in. I'm not giving you credit for that. It was good. Rich walks in, I'm like, oh, look, there's Rich. He's like, we already made out with him. And I'm like, did you? I didn't see that. When did this happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was a guy, if you're listening, guy, I don't remember your name. Sorry. I told you to talk about you on your podcast.
It wasn't Duck?
No, it wasn't Duck. But
okay.
Rich has a podcast with his wife. I'm not going to plug it. You can look it up if you want.
Right.
And the guy was like, are you going to talk to me about my podcast on your podcast? And the guy and Rich was like, no, I'm never going to remember you from. And then he said he was a wedding photographer. That he was like, when is the show going to wrap up? Actually said it to Rich. When is the show going to wrap up? Because I have to drive to a certain. And Rich is like, when you just get up in the morning, sleep, get up in the morning, drive in the morning. He's like, well, I want to do that. I want to get there and make sure nothing happens. He's like, well, you're an idiot for doing that. We're walking out. This
to
guy,
his face?
Yeah, to his face.
Nice.
Well, we're walking out. The guy's behind me. He's like, you know what? I think I'm going to go home and sleep. I think I'm going to get up in the morning, maybe just drive. And I was like, you stole that from Rich.
A wise man once told me.
Yeah.
A wise
Carlos Mencia back here. Stealing bits.
But I stole that from him.
But yeah, he was so weird that I told him, like, I'll talk about you on my podcast.
Yeah.
And here he is. I don't remember his name.
That's pretty crazy.
He was with a woman that was not his wife.
Was it Duck's wife?
Probably could have been.
I was going to say.
It was Duck's birthday or someone's birthday at that time.
Oh, well,
I think it was maybe Duck's wife's birthday.
Maybe.
But I really think Duck was farming stuff out. Old MacDonald had a farm.
You know, we need some ginger.
Yeah. Some former ginger.
So, hey, can we do, I want to bring this up because we talked about it. I put it on our page and it's basically the world's greatest garage sale, but it was on NASA sold a bus.
Oh, right.
Did you see this? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you read the story or not. I kind of did, but basically it's a busted trailer listed on the government auction website turned out to be a space fan's dream. So the gist of this is that the motorhome that basically brings all the people back when they land coming back to Earth and drives them out to the launch pad, right? Went up for sale. And
because they're like, we're never going into space again. So we don't need this.
They pulled the NASA decals off the side, but the red, white, and blue stripes were still around it. Okay.
Well, that's like when you see a cop car. It still has the mirror coming out of it.
Yeah.
It still has the push bar.
Yeah.
It still has this like the police interceptor down the side.
You got to look for plates.
They just took the sticker off, and you're like,
yeah, it's got to have. You got to look for plates. If it doesn't have M plates, we're good. We can speed. You know.
Is that an only cop car or is it the Blues Brothers in town? I can't tell.
But supposedly this is what somebody called on Twitter the holy grail of government auctions. He described he was intrigued by the lack of information given on the GSA auctions that stated merely that the vehicle was located in Edwards Air Force Base in California. Okay.
All right. I'm putting some clues together. It looks, drives, sounds, and smells just like the bus that would take people to NASA. It's at the place where NASA would have it.
Right.
It doesn't say NASA.
But here's the next one. It says, with an expert eye, Higgins was able to spot clues. No, he saw the painted stripes. Yeah. And you know what's weird? When they take the NASA sticker off after it's been on for 4 decades. Yeah,
there's still a miscolored circle where it used to
be. Right. This is next. They say he combed through 20 to 30 videos. Whoa. Back or down. How would you give up like half a Saturday morning for that? What'd you do? Right. You know? You're not going to believe, man. I spent so much time on YouTube researching this.
I spent 2 whole poops researching this
on my phone. Exactly.
But a weekend worth of poops.
So basically, what he did is he blew the whistle on it, saying, "Hey, everybody, look what this is," and then he couldn't bid on it because it was too expensive.
What an idiot!
Okay, but
you buy it, then you're like, "Hey, everybody, look what I got!"
Yeah. So we'll fast forward all the way to the end. Basically, they don't know who the buyer was. There was 19 bidders. It leaped from $10,000 to over $20,000. So $20,000 for this, it doesn't sound like a lot of money to me. I'm sorry. And I don't need a motorhome that hauled astronauts. It still doesn't sound like a lot of money. If to me,
this old, the astronauts.
That's your license plate. Stronauts. Yeah. What do you mean? The ass is inside. Yeah. It's the Stronauts out here.
I asked for Stronauts. They gave me truck nuts. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
This is weird. Do I still have to tip that guy?
Astronauts. Nuts. I don't know what happened.
So anyway, the guy that bought it, they didn't disclose who he was. He plans to retrofit it and sell RV supplies out of it. What a waste. Yeah. What a waste.
You know what I would have done? I would have put the NASA logo back on it, driven to the guy that found it, and just been outside his house every day. Like, hey.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Now it's a surveillance vehicle.
Yeah, I found it because of you.
It's the world's worst hidden surveillance vehicle. What do you? Well, I'm a private eye. Okay, I follow people.
It says not NASA on
it. Not affiliated. Yeah, that's so awesome. So, okay.
Because it's like,
I think we're being followed by that NASA motorhome.
Yeah, it's NASA, not affiliated. NASA.
Yeah, not affiliated. Not affiliated. Meanwhile,
you see a guy in a space helmet with binoculars looking out the back window, like.
Well, what's worse is I'll look over at you and be like, I think we're being trailed by that thing. I'm like, where's the food? Is that a NASA bus?
Houston, we've had a problem.
Yeah,
they appear to be onto us.
That's exactly where I'd locate it. I would drive it to Houston, and I'd be like, "You want a problem? I got one right here. It's a motorhome." But no, it's just so great. So the guy basically was like, "Look at this! Turn
into a plumbing truck and be like, Houston, we have a plumber.
Yeah, we have a plumber."
Just a picture of Tom Hanks, just saying we have a plumber in the back. It's gold. Where's that guy? Have him call me. I want a finder's fee for that.
It's Apollo 14 plumbing. Did you just add one? Is that all we did? Did we just go on one more on that? Is that supposed to work? So I just thought that was really neat because for two reasons. First off, I guess the guy said he couldn't afford the initial price by the time he had to load it up and ship it. I'm sure it's not like, hey, this thing runs like new. Oh, it's probably been parked for decades,
No, and the way the government upkeeps stuff that they don't have to.
Right. Well, and that's the whole thing. I used to go on those sites quite a bit. I actually still am on some of them. I look at stuff. But you look at these vehicles and they're like, that's cool that I could bid $100 on something that's in Kansas and I'd have to go get it. I'm looking at it. It looks like it fell off a ravine into another ravine and they picked it up using a ravine. It's like, how did you get it?
We both worked, me much less, but you in a facility that was, had government property in it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the 2000s, and a lot of the stuff was from the 60s.
Right.
And it would just be like, can you update this? I know they have have things I can hold in my hand that would take up all the equipment in this room.
Yeah, when you have analog dials, we live in the now. Yeah.
So you're telling me all of this radioactivity is just being controlled by...
Right. Yeah. Tick, 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 tick. Meanwhile, I'm over here protecting Flava Flav's clock because that's what everything in here looks like. It's like maybe you could get a digital dash.
Yeah, is this a Zenith? What's going on back here?
Just beat the side. You tap the side a couple times. Oh, the picture's back. It's all good. Yeah, we're not going to explode. We're all good. So, but no, I had to bring that up because I thought it was totally cool to just see that. So I don't feel terrible for the guy because apparently he couldn't afford the initial price. But then he did the government a favor. They should be sending him.
Yeah, they should be sending him a cut.
Because they went out of their way to be like, yeah, you don't know what this is. What, you don't think the first person that bought that thing and God was like, wait a minute,
There's two fuzzy moons hanging from the rearview mirror.
Right. Those are supposed to be dice. Well,
wait a minute.
Well, here's the weird thing. But no, and they showed the inside, like the pictures. You can go on the link on our Facebook group.
The foot runner on the outside says small step for a man. Wait a minute. This seems familiar.
This seems odd. That is so awesome though. I think I know where this fan's from. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Then
they Men in Black them with the little light, No, you don't.
We took the sticker off, man. You can't tell from stripes.
You know what's weird? You
this
show
be
up
a barber's car for all you know.
You show up with your own vinyl that you printed on your Cricut at home, and you just put the sticker right back on before you even drive it off. Yeah, it's like that. You can't put I can put NAS on anything I want to. I don't understand what you're talking about. I went to your gift shop and bought this. We're good. All right, so let's do a couple.
It needs a second alternator. That's what that means.
Right. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with space or aeronautical or administration.
Not affiliated. Seriously.
Yeah.
Awesome. Seriously. Awesome. All right. Let's do a couple. Yeah. I got to the bottom of this.
I feel like every time we feel like we're going to be in legal trouble.
Yeah. So let's do a couple of fun facts. All right. The first one I thought was awesome. It says cows kill more people every year than sharks. Okay.
Good for the cows.
Look, where we live in the Midwest, I never worry about sharks.
You think there's a guy in a laboratory with a chalkboard in a lab coat just making tick marks? One?
One for the cows.
One. Sharks, guys, he's already up 3-0. January 1st, what are you doing?
Well, what we need to do is we need to get a hold of Matt and let him know when he starts. He's out in the field now working. We got to tell him, listen for the dun, dun. And all of a sudden it's like, is that a cow coming through the?
That's the problem. Is that cows don't
they don't do the dun.
They don't announce themselves. They just sneak up on you. The shark is like, oh, well, there's a shark coming. Let's get out of here.
You go to tip him. He swerves around real fast like a ninja, grabs you in a headlock, puts a knife to your throat and goes, really?
Yeah.
Really? Is this what we're doing right now? Yeah, maybe you can tip him, but you're not tipping me, you know?
I'll give you a tip.
Yeah. And he just like,
there's two people. So he's got one guy by the throat and he's looking at the other. I'll give you a tip. You get to stay alive to tell the story. Slits the other guy's throat and disappears. You're like, oh my God.
I was going to say almost like the Roadhouse where he rips the jugular out with his own hand, you know, just rips it out, hands it to him.
He just does like a hoof clap and smashes the guy's head. And tell your friends the tipping's over.
just to be a bigger deckhand, squirts a little milk right on the corpse, you know. Got it. But
tell that clown he's not serving any more billions.
Right. So what I think is funny though is like I said, we live in the Midwest. I never worry about a shark attack. I've never ever worried about a shark attack. Now, if I go to the ocean and
which you've never have, so
I still have never ever worried about a shark attack. But if I do that, okay, I will worry about a shark attack. Do you think people that come here to visit us worry about a cow attack?
I think they should now.
I think they should.
Also, I feel like again the sharks sharks do announce themselves.
Yeah,
but it's on. Is that why? Maybe this is why it's been hidden. But you know how when things pass down, they go from actual fact and story to myth.
Right.
Maybe that's why as Midwesterners, whenever we see a field of cows, we're like, cows.
Yeah, we just call it out.
Because it's like the same people on the beach, like, shark.
Yeah.
We just don't realize it's a warning anymore. It's embedded in us.
What if we start just taping dorsal fins to the cows so we can see them cutting through the grass?
What if we put horns on sharks? Yeah. Then maybe it would up their killing ability. Because people are watching the dorsal fin, not realizing the horn's coming straight in through their chest.
Right.
Well, I still got 3 feet of,
He's not going to, yeah.
Yeah, he's turned the other, way.
Punctured lung. Then they smell blood. Now he's going to eat you. He just nicks you on accident with that huge horn. Yeah. He was going to be totally cool. Just swim right by.
Nicks you, and then all of a sudden all the other sharks in the oceans are like, lunch!
Yeah. It's so weird. Are you juggling, Mac? What are you doing over there? What are you doing?
It was his shoulder.
It was his shoulder. I got 2 of them, you know. So here's another fun fact. We'll follow that one up with something that comes from cows, I guess. U.S. government has 1.4 billion pounds of cheese stockpiled in a cave in Missouri.
A lot of cheese.
Is that really what we need to do?
Cheese cave.
But I'm saying, is that really?
Hey, a cave stays moderately temperatured year-round, 60 degrees-ish.
Yeah.
So it's hot in the winter, it's cold in the summer. It's like the McDL cave.
You got half the styrofoam on this side. And half the styrofoam on that side. But no, I think it's odd that's what is that what we're protecting?
Well, we also have a cave of seeds. We have a cave of like information. We have a whole bunch of stuff. Cheese cave. Despite the name, a cheese cave is any cool, humid, wrong way.
Yeah.
Space for aging or preserving cheese. A cheese cave can be anything from an actual cave to a refrigerated warehouse and an in-home microclimate like your cheese grotto.
Okay, so then this could just be like a big...
Yeah, it could just be a warehouse.
Could be a warehouse.
But there are a lot of caves in Missouri. Silver Dollar City, a.k.a. Branson money. That's how it started. It was built on top of a cave.
You just see me show up with my cheese slicer. What are you doing? I'm exploring. Get out of my way.
I'm spelunking.
Yeah. I'm looking for stalactites and stalagmites made of Velveeta.
The stalactites come from the ceiling.
Yes. Those of you, if you just learned something, you're welcome.
When they form together, it's called a column.
Okay.
Caves.
Caves. The other white meat. What do you start with caves?
I've been in caves before, man.
Is that your out? You just look at me. Caves. Caves. They were caves.
They were caves.
They could have been guests at her wedding. So anyway, the last one. Jails in Brazil reduced the sentences of their prisoners by 4 days, up to 48 days per year, for every book they read and write a report on.
So you're doing double time.
Yeah. Right. I write boobies on a calculator. And they're like, that doesn't count for anything. Yeah. That's not even reading. That's not even reading. I don't understand what you're doing over there. I'm getting out, you know?
Like, I get it. If I'm in prison, I'd want to get out, but it's the report. I mean, even in the context, if it gets you out of prison sooner, I'm like, I gotta write a report. So I'll read the book.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, my thought was I wrote so many reports and never read the books.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, this guy's getting out. I'd be like, wow, I could murder again. You know, I can write so many Cliff's Notes book reports. It's not even funny.
Can I just have some of the time off if I give you like a summary?
I was going to say, think about it. They go, it's a book report. Now you got to do it in front of the class. Oh, This doesn't count at all. I'm not here. I'm
No,
not.
never
He
mind.
tears it up in front of you. I just read the book. It is what it is. So, because you know what they say, speaking in front of an audience is the scariest thing on the face of the earth.
Glad I don't have to do that.
With Rich Voss and Duck's wife. So anyway, strange
Didn't
stories.
get her name. Daisy, maybe?
I don't. That is awesome. You know what? It took me a second to get it,
Yeah.
and then I laughed.
It went around the room.
Yeah, it went around.
Oh, there it is.
Went around and came back. I was like, "Ooh, I see that. That was quality. That was a Disney joke.
It was a Disney
I appreciate
joke.
you going there. That was good. That was good. That was incredible. You are now Mr. Incredible. You're welcome. So let's do a strange story that ties in to what I said at the top.
Wait, what?
This is Strange Stories
with Damon and Ted.
Ted.
Ma, there's no more deviled eggs on the roof.
Wait,
Ted.
what?
Did you do it again? So here's the title. Royal beekeeper informs Buckingham Palace bees of the Queen's death.
Like did this beekeeper say, "Hey, the queen's dead," but he really meant the bee queen, and then they thought it was the real queen?
Here's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Here's because I read the headline and then I read the next sentence, which was, in case you haven't heard, Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen of the United Kingdom, died on September 8th after reigning for 70 years. We're not sure how you could have missed that news. After all, the Queen's bees may have been told about it. I believe he literally told bees. So let's read and find out. I found this to be awesome headline and very intriguing. Don't you think? Or do you think we lost the queen bee? Do you think we lost two queen bees at the same time?
Yeah, I've been sleeping since you started talking.
So it says there's a lot of old and I guess arcane rituals and traditions when it comes to British royals. But one of the more obscure ones is informing the royal bees of their ruler's passing.
Gather round, bees! Gather round for some sad news.
How'd they take it? Just got stung 12 times, Bill. Wasn't bad. Wasn't
Just
bad.
be like, what are you talking about? We got a queen in here the whole time. It's the big one that flies around, does nothing.
Right. Right. We're going to shoot her out of a cannon. So anyway.
This goes back to my point that people read this and go, we still do this?
Right.
Why?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No,
We just ruined our country by breaking out of the European Union. Let's throw 1,000 million hundred pounds at this lady and her stupid funeral and her gun casket.
How does this not get overlooked, seeing as how she reigned for 70 years? There had to be 2 generations of the beekeeper go through.
Yeah.
How did they pass down the folklore of what they're to do?
I was just going to say, he gets a list. He gets like a list of, okay, no, sure, got it. Nope, not doing that. No, that's just dumb.
Is Ashton Kutcher here? Am I punked?
Yeah.
Am I punked? What are we doing? He's looking around for cameras.
Make sure the bees are well kept. Got it. Make sure their hives are replaced every now and then. Collect the honey. Sure. Tell the bees that the queen has died. Who cares?
Yeah. Not my job.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right.
Yeah. Not my job.
Talk about act your wage.
You call the temp service. They send down a guy. Okay. Look, here's what I need you to do. You're not going to do any typing. No heavy lifting.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to go in and talk to these bees. Okay. They're going to be pissed. All right. Do I get a suit? Whoa. This is a temp job.
Hey, Edward, are you going to walk by the bees again today?
Right. Yeah. You know what? We feel
Tell him that old lady that smelled like ointment is dead.
Yeah, it is your mom. It was your mom. So
yeah.
Think you might want to just tell him. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah. Hey, bees. Queen is dead. Long live the king. Move on.
the one who carried out this duty on September 9th was John Chappell, the official royal beekeeper of Buckingham Palace and Clarence House. Is that Publishers Clarence House?
Yeah.
All right. Still got it.
You may be a winner, but not today, bees. Sad news.
He solemnly declared to the bees that the queen was dead. And they should be good to King Charles III, their new master. You're kidding me right now.
Ding dong, the queen is dead. The queen is dead. Which old queen? The old witch queen. Ding dong, the queen is dead.
And right about then, boom, she fires over her. Boom. Yeah.
Maybe that's all they could have done. They could have just put one of those banners on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Like tie it to her feet
Like
when
a
she flies
Skyrider?
out. Yeah. Boom. Hey, bees, look up. Look up, bees.
Damn it, they can't read. We wasted that banner.
And they throw Chuck in there and they fly him out too. And he's like, and be good to me.
Yeah. So, but they told him to be good to their new master. This whole thing brings up a fascinating question. Were the bees more loyal to their own queens or the Queen of England?
Oh, God.
Wow.
Was this an article someone got paid for?
Yes. So here's the quote. This is what he has to say. Oh my God. He has to say, the mistress is dead. Wow. Like,
there's like a 6,000 bees. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah. You knock
I just saw her. What did you Oh, the queen. Got it. Honey, you talking about the queen?
Yeah.
Talking about the queen.
Yeah. Not the hooker from Vegas. No, the queen. The queen. I was going to say, is this how the hangover started? Do they stock around? The mistress is dead. We have to get rid of the body. We got a cannon. We got a cannon right over there. How far we had? Shoot it to the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah. I mean, she could fly. We should have had her move and then killed her.
How old she look? We make her look like the queen? There's two queens hanging out the Eiffel Tower. So one of them's not real.
There's just a bunch of the queen's clothes just stuffed with bee bodies.
Right.
Looks kind of lumpy.
Honey, there's honey all over. Who did this? I don't know. There's a lot of honey.
Yeah. She certainly let herself go.
Yeah.
Must have been all that honey she was eating.
Then there's a bear attack. Because the corpse.
And then there's an elephant at the funeral. Like, hey, I get my turn.
Hey, we got to go around. We got to go around with that.
You know the best part about the queen dying? I read that all these.
No, I don't, Ted. Why don't you tell me? Because in my house, that's nothing.
Best part. Tell Nicole. All these countries that are like, we kind of stuck around in the Commonwealth because we didn't want to anger the queen. We don't care about King Charles.
Right, yeah. We are not
We're going to give
him.
it the proper amount of mourning time, and we are out. We're changing the money. We're changing the stamps. We gone.
So what's the proper time on, like exo de facto or whatever they call that? When do we?
Hey, New Zealand sent us a sympathy card with money in it. We're not on it. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
We are no longer on this money. That was quick. It's almost like they had it queued up and ready to print.
And they signed it. We out bitches. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Queen's dead. Fire up the press. We getting new cash, baby.
But this is what it says. According to Chappelle, now he's Dave Chappelle. According to Chappell, he begins by approaching each of the nest, 5 at Buckingham Palace and 2 at Clarence House. This is the quote. You knock on each hive and say, the mistress is dead, but don't you go. Your master will be good master to you. This is what he told.
Oh, man.
You know what's weird? How much money does this guy make?
I was just going to say.
I could do it.
I was just going to say, there are people that can't afford like a banana peel.
Yeah.
There's a guy who gets paid to go, the mistress is dead.
Yeah.
But be good to the king.
Yeah. There's a guy selling socks on an overpass, and we're worried about telling the bees that the queen's no longer there. So it says, after the declaration, he drapes a black ribbon over the hive.
Oh, my God.
He completes the ritual by tying the ribbon into a bow. Here's in quotes. It is traditional when someone dies that you go to the hives and say a little prayer and put a black ribbon on the hive, he said. No. I here's the deal. He can't get fired. She's gone.
Yeah. Well, you could say, hey, can you put your finger here? I got to tie a bow. No.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, did you do the stuff? Yeah. It's kind of like when you order hibachi on takeout. Did you do all that stuff? Yeah. Here's your hibachi.
Yeah, we totally. Here's the onion we made into a volcano.
Yeah. Is there a black ribbon on that beehive? Yeah. I did the stuff.
Here's
man.
the egg I put in my hat. We did it. We did
Here's
it all.
the shrimp I tossed to you virtually. You didn't catch it, so you go figure. But yeah, exactly. You don't ask about the man behind the curtain. You just go, yeah, it's done.
Yeah,
it's done. Hey. This is direct deposit, right? When does that money get hit my bank? Okay. That's what I want to know.
Did you stir that the 75 times you're supposed to per the recipe? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
1.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Yeah. I'm going to ladle
off a little prayer for you. Together forever. The queen is dead.
I'm going to ladle off the bottom. You're going to get a little bit of everything anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm going to ladle off the bottom. When it says the next headline says, a wonderful privilege. Chappell asked the royal bees to be good to the new king, but it remains to be seen how good the king will be to the bees.
It's a two-way street, bees.
I was going to say, he walks out there. He's like, yeah, you're in my yard now.
They all sting him. We liked your mom. We should not like you.
Oh, man.
You're rubbish. To the bin with you.
So it says, I hope they still want to keep the bees on their premises. You never know, said Chappell. They might say, take them away, but I don't think that will be happening.
This really sounds like he interviewed a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to take the bees. I think the bees are going to get to stay. And Chuck walks out there and just kicks him over.
He starts shanking them.
Just kiss over the eyes. Get out of here, bees.
Lighting them on fire. What are you doing? Click, click. No, don't do that.
Never liked you. Getting rid of those corgis. All these animals are out of here.
This ribbon looks like a wick. I can light this up. So basically it says that his job was really as a hobby. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a 79-year-old retiree. So he was 9 years old when she took office.
Yes, when she took office, he was like, I hope one day I'll get to care for her bees. But as a hobby.
But not even that.
You know what I should do? I should learn about bees now.
How many people do you think he almost got outlived by her? He's 79.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, she was 96. So, I mean, she was alive before she was queen.
Right. But what I'm saying is
her reign almost outlived him. Yeah.
Doesn't I think the average person lives to be like 78 or 79 years old. The guy has met his average life expectancy. If he were not here tomorrow, other than the bees having to be told a secret, right, that he's no longer with us, it would not be super surprising. And I'm not saying
it would be great if the bees were like, well, I guess we're done with you, Jen. Been a good run.
You know what? We haven't liked you since you started. We've been keeping you around because
we understand Charles has his own guy. So.
Yeah.
He just turned 9. So he'll be around for a while.
Isn't that a Beatles song? Let it be, let it be, let it be. Yeah. So it says, now I look after a few hives for important people. Number 1 is the queen, or rather was the queen. I was the queen's beekeeper. And hopefully now I'll get a job being the king's beekeeper. Wow. Does
everyone have to reapply? Like the entire staff of the royal family.
That's well, you know what it is. I don't think Harry's going to get in then, right? He's gonna be like, we're going to get another ginger that'll play that part. We'll be okay. All right, one that's not married to a prima donna that we don't like. We're okay. So, but no, I thought that was very fitting when I saw the title. That not only is she not here, but that's what we had to do. That we had to.
You're saying had like we had to, but. We didn't.
We had to do that.
No.
I feel so much smarter knowing this.
All right, I need you to go out and tell the bees the queen's dead, then get in line at HR.
Yeah, right.
And apply for your job back.
We're going to be doing open interviews. So I was beekeeper to the queen for 70 years. And
Ernest Hemingway was beekeeper to the queen? Look at this guy.
Was that him on the screen?
Oh, I hope so. Oh, that Max just put beekeeper in Google. They'll never know. Those two are idiots. Just put it up there.
Well, he puts it up with the guy with the net over his face. That's him. I can't even see him.
Santa Claus and bees. And then just, whoop, there it was. They'll never know. Find out we're getting sued by Coke because that's their Santa.
Yeah.
We are covered. We are totally covered. We are free and clear.
Okay.
I invented the internet.
Right.
There he is.
That's the guy I was thinking.
That's the guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the guy. I appreciate you going to all the trouble of looking that up. So, hey.
We'll find out later. Oh, guys, I looked up that thing and I turned off the mic, so you guys haven't been recording. But you got a great picture of the guy that wasn't the beekeeper.
Okay, I only missed 46 minutes of what you guys were doing.
To recap, we just got back
right
from the walk to end Alzheimer's.
Right. Mac, before we leave, anything happened over our time off that you need to tell us
you would
about?
want to talk about? You can say no and we'll move on.
Yeah, if you have nothing, that's fine. But if there's anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, no. I had a thought earlier, but it's gone.
Hey, I'm glad we could end on such a riveting note.
Damn it. I should have wrote it down.
Is this a cliffhanger? You don't write things down. We already know that. You don't write anything down. Yeah. I had a great idea to make money. What was it? I don't know.
Maybe at the start of the next one, I'll remember.
A little more behind the scenes, folks. We're going to record our second one coming up right next. Mm-hmm. Ted, where can they find us when they want to see us before the second one, but after the first one?
Wait, what?
No.
They can find us at thatchecksout.net or That Checks Out WTT and all the socials. That stands for That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. I am Ted. That makes him Damon. That Checks Out has been a TCO Productions coming to you here from Audio Hive Podcasting Studio. You'll hear us next time. Damon, have a good week.
Really?
I was feeling good. We did a thing today.
I'm riding that wave.
We did some charity. I was being gracious.
I was going to say, you just did more charity.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I'm in a charitable mood today.
You're gonna go to H&R Block.
You know why I'm happy? Because I get to go to the bathroom.
Nice.
That checks out.